Hey guys, I want to share with you a story about why you should aspire to be yourself and not aspire to be someone else. Stick around. Hey guys, there's a story I'd like to share with you about a stonemason. And this stonemason is the best in the land. He is absolutely epic at what he does. He's been doing it for many, many years, and you know, the locals always toy with him, but he cuts away at this same rock all the time. And they toy with him saying that, you know, one day the mountain spirits are going to talk to him, and he's like, yeah, whatever, it's not going to happen to me. However, one day he's chipping away at a bit of a rock, and he's making this piece for a very wealthy man. And this very wealthy man, when he arrives to his house, is so over the moon with this bit of kit, he invites him in and says, come and have a cup of tea. So the stonemason goes in and he sees all these wares and these wonders, and he's like, wow, this is incredible. I just can't believe how amazing it is. If only I could have something like this. I've worked hard all my life and never achieved anything quite this amazing. He's like, this is incredible, that, you know, this is what I want. So he walks out and he goes back home and he sits in his house and he's a bit dismayed by this. The next day he's up again and he's up the rock and he's cutting away. And he gets this rock, and this mountain spirit appears in front of him, and he's like, whoa, who are you? And the mountain spirit says, look, he goes, I've been following you for a while, mate, and I'm really intrigued as to, you know, what you're about. And I heard you yesterday. I heard you when you were at that wealthy man's house, and I was a bit shocked. He says, but actually what I want to do is I want to give you these things. I want to give you everything you want. And the stonemason's like, wow, this just is incredible. I can't thank you enough. That's incredible. So anyway, he clicks his fingers as a flash, and there he is. He's a wealthy man. He goes back to his house and he's got all these wonderful wares. He's got all these wonderful things, and he's just incredibly blessed. And he's like, this is the best thing ever. Anyway, a couple of days goes by, and the stonemason's never really done anything other than do stonemasonry. And he's a bit like, wow, it's all well and good having these things, but I don't really know what to do with myself. I'm a bit bored. So he peeks out the window and he sees down, and there's this prince going by, and this prince is being carried by 4 of his minions. And he's like, oh my life, look at that guy. And one of the guys is holding an umbrella over his head to protect him from the sun, and he's absolutely blown away by this. And he's like, God, look at that guy's power. God, if only I could have that. If only I could be the person that had all of this power, it would be absolutely incredible. Anyway, a little bit of time goes by, and poof, the spirit appears, and he's like, oh my life, how you doing, spirit? You know, thank you for giving me all these things. He says, yeah, but I've heard you. I've been listening, and I hear that you're not healthy. You're not happy just being a wealthy man. You want all these extra things. You want to be a prince. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. He's just, I saw him and I thought, wow, that's amazing. I could do with some of that in my life. And the spirit goes, it's done. Not a problem. We'll make it happen. So anyway, he becomes this prince, and he's like, wow, look at all these things. It's amazing. I'm so blessed. Anyway, it's a particularly hot day, and he's travelling, and he's got these 4 guys, and they're carrying him on like his chair. And the sun's really hot. There's a guy holding an umbrella over him, and he's like, oh dear. And the weather just changes instantly, and it's raining, and it's horrendous rain, and no matter where the umbrella is, the guy's getting wet, you know, and he's like, the prince is just soaking. So he's like, wow, my life, what is this that has more power than me? What is this thing that, you know, is greater than I am? I'm a prince. And poof, just like that, the spirit appears. And the spirit stands in front of him and says, I can't believe you're not happy, but, you know, I want you to have everything you can be. He goes, I get it. He goes, I'm a prince and I should be all happy. But the thing is that, you know, that rain, that cloud, is just so powerful that it's just taking over. I'm literally blown away by how good it is. He says, then I'll make you that. That's what you shall be. And with that, the once stonemason becomes a cloud. He becomes the weather. And he's like, wow, that's amazing. He says, I'm going to rain, I'm going to cause thunder, I'm going to make everything amazing. And he gives this perfect weather storm, and the land flourishes with all of his wares. Eventually he rains so much, and he's giving so much, that he starts to cause floods, and everything's moving, and he's going, ha, look at how powerful I am, I can move things. But there's one rock, and the one rock that he used to chisel away at will not move. And he's like, oh my life, I've got all this power, I've created all this beauty, I've created all these wonderful things, and I can do anything I want, but the one thing I can't do is I can't move that rock. That rock is exactly where it is. He's like, oh dear, she's just not happy. And with that, the spirit appears again. As a stonemason, You were a stonemason, and then I made you a wealthy man, and then I made you a prince, and now you're the weather, and you're still not happy. He says, but I want you to be happy, so I'm going to give you exactly what you want. And he's like, yeah, please give me what I want. You know, I just want to be like this powerful thing. Nothing can move the rock. I've tried, I can't move it. I want to be the rock. So when he becomes the rock, and he stands there, proud. He's the rock, and he's thinking, yes, this is exactly where I need to be. This is exactly what I want. And then to his feet, he feels this chop, 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 chop. He's like, what's that? And it's a stonemason. It's another stonemason chipping away. And chop, chop, chop. Eventually, he pulls off a piece of this rock. And then the rock's like, oh my life, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that just such a, mere human can chip away at me and is still more powerful than I am. And with that, he gets transformed. And he's taken back to being a stonemason. But the thing is, he realises at this point that he's happier being a stonemason than he's ever been before with any of the other stuff. And he realises that his purpose is his own. And his purpose is to make beautiful things that make other people happy. You see, when he was a wealthy man, he gave nothing to nobody. When he was a prince, he just commanded people. He didn't give anything. When he was the clouds and all the weather, he gave nothing. He just gave wetness and rain and like bad weather. When he was the rock, he did nothing. But when he was a stonemason, creating beautiful things, he was at his absolute happiest. You see, the point of the story is this, guys, that if you chase something else to be more powerful, or chase someone else's dreams, or you look at somebody and think to yourself, they're so much happier than I am, it's never really the case, guys. If you can't be happy with where you are right now, with what you're doing right now, with everything that you've got around you, then you're going to struggle to find happiness in any other area of your life. What you need to do is you need to be happy with where you are. You need to be happy with everything you've got, because then you can move forwards. Do not chase other people's dreams. Chase your own dreams. Be your own person. Be you. Be daring. Be all you can be. Be a stonemason who's happy with exactly where they are, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is the mindset peacocking way. Hey guys, I really hope you got something from that video, and I hope you take away some of the lessons. If you liked it, please click that like button. If you want to share it, please share it, it'd be amazing. But if you could just do me a favour and just leave me a comment about anything you'd like to see or anything you took away from this, I'd feel very blessed if you could do that for me. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you very much.